Hi there, classical musician of YouTube. Today we're gonna talk about the hardest job in the classical music industry. And I think that this really is the most difficult one. Stick around to the end of the video to figure out what it is. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Eric. I'm a violinist. I do a lot of violin content on the channel and also content that's relatable for every classical musician in the world. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so that way you get notified for when new videos come out. It also helps me out as a content creator to provide more videos for you because these videos are not sponsored. Okay, the hardest job in classical music. Can you guess what it is? It is the wretched page turning gig. I think that page turning is like the worst gig that you can get as a classical musician. I want to tell you a little story that happened to me once, and it's not a very fun story because at the time it wasn't fun. But I mean, looking back on it now, it's like, okay, I learned my lesson. But right now, it was just like, it was just very frightening and very stressful. If you're a classical musician, you probably know a thing or two about the Franck piano violin sonata, right? You probably do. And you probably know that that piano part was written by César Franck, who was an organist, and that part is crazy. And imagine being a page turner for the pianist. They're busy doing all their business, and all of a sudden you have to wait for a little head nod, and you're just waiting for, and you're just waiting for like the page turner to be like, and then if you mess up, you mess up. Well, I had that happen to me for the Franck piano and violin sonata. It wasn't as bad, and it wasn't like a completely high stakes situation. I was page turning for a colleague, and luckily, she forgave me after the performance. She actually, as a matter of fact, she blacklisted me. Like, no, you're not page turning for me anymore. This was like bad enough for me to be blacklisted. In the second movement, where the pianist has like a lot going on, I accidentally turned 2 pages instead of 1. I might have done that. It wasn't fun. It was a lesson learned, but I have a new appreciation for anybody who is a page turner because that's a difficult job. You're given the task to go up on stage to page turn for a pianist that you don't even know. Page turners don't travel with pianists. Pianists deal with what they got in that city or in that town. Like, there's just literally no other option. But I also want to beg the question to everybody, will the job of the page turner become extinct? Will it or will it not? I want to know your thoughts because right now we're in the iPad age. Everybody's using a tablet, everybody's using Fourscore or the new Henley app, and nobody's in need of a page turner anymore, which is kind of sad to not see like the tension of like the page turner like not getting the right page turn or whatever. But yeah, let me know in the comment section. Do you think that the job of the page turner will be extinct? I personally won't think it won't happen for like another 20 years, give or take. I'm a paper person, although there have been a couple moments recently where I was playing a musical outdoors in a tent, and the wind kind of blew the music in my face, and that was the one moment where I was like, if I had an iPad, this wouldn't have happened. But alas, like you can't have everything. You sacrifice this to gain this, and vice versa. So I believe that page turning is the most difficult job. And a couple of reasons why it's so difficult is because page turners have to deal with very vague cues from the pianist. They're waiting for the pianist to like, do the head nod. And then, if you're a pianist and you're just like shaking your head and then like, where's the cue in that? There are pianists out there who just have no idea how to give a cue for the page turner. And luckily, I mean, there is one person I know, I won't say his or her name, but it was, it's just kind of terrifying to like, try to figure out which of this is a cue. Another downside of this page turning gig is that most of the time people get asked to page turn last minute. And that's something that I was forced into. Also, there was a pianist who saw me who I happened to know, and I was in the audience as a audience member who just wanted to listen to the concert. He's like, oh, hey, you can page turn for me right now, right? Like, you're not doing anything after this? And I go, okay, fine. All right, I'll page turn. Luckily, that performance was fine. And he had very clear cues for me to turn the page, and the music wasn't terribly difficult for me to like turn pages, for him at least. But still, it's just such a nerve-wracking job. I even feel like anxious just by talking about it because I just have so many bad memories. There's one person that I know that actually does a very good job page turning, and she's a total rock star. She's just sitting there, she's following along, she turns the page as if it was no big deal. I can never do that in a performance setting, but she does a great job at it. Question of the day, have you page turned for a piano friend of yours? And if so, was it a good experience or was it a bad experience? I want to know your story. Leave your comments down below. And again, if you're not subscribed, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications. It really helps me a lot. And I would just want to provide more content for you. And if there are any other videos that you don't find on the channel or a specific topic that's related to music or related to the violin that is not on the channel, please put it down in the comment section below because I want to know your thoughts. I respond to every single comment, so I want to make sure that you are heard. Please make sure to watch my latest tutorials and videos right over here and right over here. Thanks so much, and see you in the next one.